Yeezy Supply botting has changed. The days of the past where you could load up a few good Gmails into your bot, you would pass due countless times, no more. Now, just the regular point 0.9 Gmail is not enough. Just running AYCD, not enough. Having a few good Gmails, not enough. Now, we need countless good Gmails, good proxies, and a good bot to even have a chance of stopping Yeezy Supply. But wait, there's more. Yeezy Supply's payment processor is back at it again. Seems that it is giving out declines as like it used to. You can no longer jig on Yeezy Supply anymore, or not at least as effective as you used to be able to. That is also being clipped again. Yeezy Supply as a whole has just changed a lot over the past 2-3 months. And I feel like, based on the past few releases, botters are going into these releases using the same setups they used to and expecting it to work. What's the definition of insanity? In this video, we're going to talk about some of the changes that Yeezy Supply has made, what some of the bot devs are saying about these changes, and then some steps that you can take in order to improve your splash rate, get more tasks through the queue, get more into your cart, and ultimately hold the checkout and not get declined. If you guys enjoy the content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We post brand new videos every single day at noon, and we are going to be going live tonight at 8 p.m. Central to discuss the releases for the week. Hope you guys come by, hang out for the stream tonight. We're going to have a good one. We're going to talk about all the upcoming releases, best chances to cop, and what releases you should be looking forward to over the next month or so as well. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Now let's get into the changes Yeezy Supply has made, and what can we do about it? Now, for this video, I'm gonna try to stick to the plan that I have in front of me, but I'm gonna be honest, I am probably gonna go off track because there's a lot to talk about when it comes to Yeezy Supply. And I feel like the best place to start is by explaining some of the problems that I've had over the last few releases, what I've learned from them. Guys, I've fallen into the same trap that I feel like a lot of people have, just expecting our Gmails to be enough. They're a 0.9, they'll probably pass. My capture proxies that I have in my harvesters are good. I have AYCD set up. I should be fine. I should pass flag. And really, that's where the setup would end. And in pass, you could do that, and you would get passed through the queue, no problem at all. But lately, that's not the same thing as it used to be. Take the bot that I use, for example, Valor. You guys know I love Valor. That's the bot that I use every single release. Well, lately there has been a big, at least, debate between me of what's better, AYCD or in-bot harvester. Seems like every single release that some people use in-bot and they do really well. Some people use AYCD, they do really well. And it doesn't seem like there's a set, this is the right way to go. In previous releases, I always used in-bot harvesters. I did well, but then I switched to AYCD for a release and I did way better. So I was convinced that AYCD was the way to go. Ultimately, it was really a rookie mistake, but my problem was I was just sending too much to AYCD. I had multiple copies of Valor going, I had Prism, I had Mech, which was going to Kylan, so that's not a big deal. But ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to analyze your setup and look at how many tasks you're sending to AYCD. AYCD can get bogged down just like an in-bot harvester can. And if one of those harvesters gets bogged down, it could derail your entire setup, and you could not pass splash at all after that. So the first thing that you really want to check out, and I'm going to use Valor as an example for this entire video, really think about how many tasks you're sending to AYCD. Is it more beneficial to do what I did for this previous release? Split it up. Have one copy going to AYCD, one going to in-bot. I'll say as I did this, I had success on both. And honestly, guys, my Gmails were a lot less strained because they were receiving less and less requests from all of my tasks trying to pass Splash. So that's the first thing you really need to do is analyze your setup. How many Gmails do you have? And then determine what's best for you. Whether it's best to go all through AYCD, to split it up, just run inbot. If you guys have questions about that, feel free to drop it down in the comments below and I will get to any of those questions and I'll talk about it. If you want to message me individually about your setup, you can do that. I'm also doing one-on-one consulting with people. So if you're interested in that, DM me as well on that. Now, Yeezy Supply has thrown a couple different things our way over the past couple weeks. It seems like their payment processor goes from okay to bad, horrible for the first 10 minutes, great for the rest of the release, and then great for the first 10 minutes, bad for the rest of the release. You can't count on their payment processor to do anything. I will say, Amex has been getting a lot of safe key from me. And basically, if you get safe key, that's basically a donezo. You're not going to check out. Flash has not been doing well on Yeezy Supply, at least for the runners that I run for, or my bulk buyers that I run for. Slash has not been doing that well. So I would stay away from Slash too. Honestly, you guys know what the best thing is. The best thing is just hard card. And jigging your address has got a little bit tougher lately too. Yeezy Supply seems to be cutting down on that a little bit more than they were over the months past. It could just be because we had some big releases come up, but this could be a trend that we're gonna see. So just keep that in mind, guys, and don't jig your addresses too much, or you will always get that payment failure, failed processing payment. We've been getting a lot of that lately, so that's another issue that's been happening. Now, a really interesting thing happened on this last release that I wanted to talk about. A lot of bots, and I'm going to use Prism and Mech as examples because those were two that struggled with it. Basically, as much as I understand it, once a Yeezy Supply loads in on their front end that the sale is live, that's when your task will go for waiting for sale to start and they will move into trying to pass Splash. Well, this past release, Yeezy Supply didn't mark the sale live on their front end. It was live, but they didn't mark it as live. Now, luckily for me, Justin and the team at Valor foresaw this months ago, and they put in a change where they didn't rely on that being communicated to the bot to be able to start our task and start getting into the queue. So, just some numbers on their last Yeezy Supply release. Checkouts were over 20,000 pairs, 90% of the user base hit. So Valor alone took almost 50% of stock. And honestly, guys, I really think it was because of that change. Valor was checking out way before any other bot. You can go back to my stream that I did and check the VOD. We always like to see what bot checks out first, and Valor, hands down, checked out way before any other bot and continued hitting throughout the release. So that just goes back to what I've always said about mixing up your bots, not relying all on one thing. And then that kind of brings me to the last point that I wanted to talk about in the video today. There was a myth for some reason. Every time that I ran Valor and I had multiple capture harvesters open for Yeezy Supply, people seemed to think I was doing something wrong. And Justin literally went over it a few days ago, and I'm glad he did because I feel like a lot of people were confused about it. So I'm going to read word for word what he said here for just a second. Just stating this because I feel like most of you are misunderstanding. For Valor, you need minimum one good harvest. This does not mean you can't or shouldn't use more. Many run more and do well. Previously, I stated that one bad harvester can mess up passing for the rest, but since then, I've changed this, so if you have 1 out of 3 good harvesters, it will carry for the rest. Now, this also applies for the flip side, right? If you're running 10 harvesters and only 1 is good, then there's not much you can do. I have been running multiple harvesters for the longest time, and I've had success with it. So if you guys are running Valor and you're running in-bot harvesters, stop just running 1. You're shooting yourself in the foot before the race even starts if you're just wanting run harvester, in my opinion. Now, some people will probably say you don't need to, and technically you don't. As long as you have 1 good one, you're fine. But what if something happens to that one? isn't it always better to have a backup? And if you have that other one already running, then it's just going to seamlessly pick up and start solving. So guys, that was just a brief thing of what I wanted to talk about. I'm going to go over this more in depth tonight on my stream and talk about some of the best methods that I've learned to cope with the changes that Yeezy Supply has made. So if you've been getting error processing payment, fraud declines, things like that, or just not passing splash at all, come by the stream tonight. I'm going to talk about a few things that I have seen that helps. And this is not just from my setup. These are from people who do way better than me. We're talking people who on the slides alone hit 30 and 40 clips, and then on the Yeezy Oreos hit well over 100 clips. So if you guys want to be a part of that, if you want that information, come to the stream tonight, 8 p.m. Central. Make sure you have your notifications turned on. And I'll be giving away some exclusive stuff tonight for my channel members. So consider joining down below with the join button. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I hope you guys have a great Tuesday. We'll see you tonight on the stream. This is Soul State signing out.